Hello, this is Running Robert, and today we're going to be talking about the Xeris Pharmaceutical XERS summary for the 9th of January 2023, in which we're going to be looking at the bullish and the bearish parts of the company. So I generally follow small cap pharma, I do games, I kind of do whatever I want. So if you like what I'm doing, hey, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. And let's get to the disclaimer. So I do own shares in the company. However, I did sell some on the news of the generic. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by your own due diligence. And any information given is valid for today, the 9th of January 2023, and the slideshow will not be updated. As we get more news, we will be making new slideshows. So the investment thesis of the company. So the company had continued to try to achieve a break-even status for the end of 2023. This made the company extremely exciting, as break-even pharmaceutical companies are at least worth mostly $1 billion. However, with the generic Keveyis news, this is now really in question, and this is really going to depend on how Torrent handles its generic drug. We'll talk about that a little bit in the next slide. The company's pipeline is mostly in the early stages, and their main little injection thing could add revenue in the short and the long term if the company can reach that point. The company still does have other products that have been increasing in growth and sales, and we're going to have to see if they can continue with that growth. However, most of you clicking on this are really going to be asking about the generic. And we're going to have to see how much impact this has in the short and the long term. I do not have those answers right now. If Torrent is ready to market the drug now and is going to significantly market it, it could cut significantly into revenues. However, if the company's not ready for a large rollout or a large loss, we might only see a slight loss in 2023. In the board, I've seen a lot of comments, and there's a lot more than just a generic. So a generic has to go out to all the pharmacies that it needs to go to. It needs to talk to the doctors and the pharmacists to make sure they are aware of the generic tablets. This, for a smaller drug like Keveyis, which is only about a $50 million drug a year, is not the same as trying to get into like a 50 or $100 million or $1 billion drug. Rollouts generally are a lot slower, and we might see only a slight loss. We might see a moderate loss. We're not going to know until that data and that information comes out. So right now, it's just kind of a stand and wait kind of thing. Looking at the products and the revenue, so of course, Gvoke was approximately $13 million in Q3 2022. Now, Keveyis was also about $13 million, and that is, like I said, the big concern with the company is that you could lose almost half of your revenue very quickly or very slowly, either or. The new drug, Recorlev, is about 2.5, and then they do have a drug available in only the UK and Germany, and there's limited revenue from that. So, and really, there's no clinical trials products that are close enough for me to assign any major value. I know there is a Merck deal out there. There's a lot of deals, but we have to see what actually comes to fruition before we will add that to the equation. The company summary. So the company had around $93 million at the end of Q3 2022. The net loss for Q3 was $19 million. This was an improvement over $26 million. The company's revenue also increased to $29 million compared to $25 in the Q2 2022. You can see why I had a lot of excitement at the beginning of this year for the company, because from everything it looked at, it was going to be very close to a break-even company. And like I said, they are worth a lot more money than what it is worth right now. So like I said, we moved from what I thought would be the most exciting company in 2023 to a wait and see. And based on news, like I said, I did decrease the amount of shares I owned, and this has now become more of a wait and see approach. Earnings, which is probably the first time we're going to get some true facts and numbers, are unconfirmed for the moment on TD Ameritrade at the 9th of March. And this is most likely based on the 2022 date, which was the 9th of March 2022 for their fourth quarter earnings. And we'll have to wait to see from news from the company to determine its path forward. So, like I said, this is a little bit rougher because I really did have Xeris really in the top 5 stocks that I am most excited about this year. And I was going to kind of start this year off at, hey, this is the stock. They're going to hit their earnings. It's going to be great. And they're going to be rolling with it. And now it's more of a, I'm not sure what's going to go on, and we're just going to have to wait and see. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Like I said, I still do own shares in the stock. I did not divest completely. So I'm just kind of waiting and seeing. And I hope this information helped everyone out, trying to at least get a little bit more confirmation of what's going on. And then, yeah. So thank you very much for listening and watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.